Welcome everyone to this podcast. This is Isaac. Today I'm going to be talking about preparing yourself for a job interview. A majority of our youth or job seekers do not take the time to prepare or make a good preparation for a successful job interview. What we must take into consideration when looking for a job is that there are more than 10 people seeking the same job with your qualification, with your desperation, your desire, as well as your passion. So, to distinguish yourself or differentiate yourself amongst your competition, which is maybe 10 to 15 or 20 people looking for the job, you must be truly special, if not serious. It means you must apply your mind, your body, your passion, and the hard work to prepare to get the job. Now, I'm going to talk about important elements that will probably make you stand out from the rest of the 15 people you are competing against for the same job. The first element that I'm going to talk to you about is internet presence, which is called Google existence. If you've tried to Google your name, you'll probably find that there's more than 10,000 of you with the same name, the same surname, and almost identical. But there's only one of you who has probably a unique qualification, a unique skill, and a unique personality. So, a good example is when I went to an interview a couple of months ago with one of the most prominent multinational organization. It's a very successful IT company. I was sitting in front of a very successful VP of the local South African branch. The interview was conducted on a teleconferencing, meaning there were three vice presidents from three main offices overseas as well as South Africa. And the overseas VP, which is vice president, who was interviewing me or listening to the interview as we were chatting in South Africa, said to me, "Isaac, I already know what you look like." For a moment I was a little bit puzzled and confused, and then I said to my interviewer, what does he mean? And then she said, Mr. X had already seen your profile on Google. I was very amazed, but at the same time I was impressed that at least somebody took the time to find out more about me. As much as I did try to find out more about the company I was going for an interview. So I had done my homework. To cut a long story short, it seems like there is a new trend with HR companies as well as personal agencies who are seeking potential employees as well as headhunters to search the net for the skill or the type of the person they are trying to attract in their business. However, a caution to those who will be looking for such opportunities in the private sector. What you do with Twitter and what you do with Google Plus or what we do with Facebook can actually make or break things in a job interview, because the interviewer already knows more about you than you know about yourself. So whatever you post, either on the internet, comments, social networks, websites, make it possible. It is positive. Make it is positive, so that you don't kill the chances of getting the job. And the second thing is how you come across. Your appearance is very, very important. Your posture, it's very, very important. How you look. It means, are you approachable? Are you good looking? Well, I can tell you, if you are not good looking, get used to it, because you are going to be with yourself for a very long time. So make sure that you are dressed professional, not like you are going to a party or a wedding, but at least what is called corporate look or business look. More than your looks, it's actually what is called the body language. Your body says a lot about yourself. So you need to control negative body movements and encourage positive body movements and habits. When you are at an interview, you may not be aware of this, but your interviewer is observing your body language very carefully. What it says, how it says, why it says. So these are experts. The people who are interviewing job seekers are professionals. Some of them, they've got degrees in psychology and human science and so on. So naturally, humans send and receive non-verbal communication when they are in contact with other people. And this they've been doing for quite a long time. At an interview, you never want your body language to contradict your words. This makes you appear like a liar. Because the first impression or the first few minutes of your interview are more lasting. They will give the impression of who you really are. The important aspect again in body language is the handshake. Your handshake should be clean and well manicured. Your hands must be free from perspiration. You want to allow the interviewer to initiate the handshake, which of course should match the interviewer in firmness. Do not give a firmer handshake than them. Don't forget to smile at the interviewer and look them in the eyes, direct in the eyes. It should last between 2 or 3 seconds. And when departing the interview, the handshake may last longer, but smile and lean forward as you shake. In the final analysis of this podcast, few and last important tips. Avoid this. Clasping your hands behind your head. Tight smiles or tension in face. Slouching in your chair. Adjusting your tie constantly. Rapidly nodding your head. Picking your face or outfit. Pulling your collar away or crossing your ankles or legs away from the interviewer. Then crossing your ankle over the other knee. Avoid grinning idiotically. And then lastly, make a little eye contact. So obviously that is paramount. Make a little eye contact. Avoid compulsive jabbing the floor or desk with your foot. And loud, obnoxious laughter. Those are the tips that you must pay attention to during the interview. But also, relax. This tip is more important than anything. Remember, this is not an interrogation of a crime investigation. It is a job-seeking interview where the interviewer needs to know a little bit more about you. They can know more about you on paper. A CV doesn't really mean anything. You can have the highest qualification and the highest degrees as well as the highest accolades, but if you cannot express and convince the person sitting in front of you that you've got the skill that they are looking for, then it is going to be very difficult to sell yourself to any potential employer. The idea of a job interview is not how much you have on your CV, is what skill can fit the profile of what the interviewer is looking for. So you are basically becoming a salesman to sell your skills. more than possibly your qualification. So be honest and truthful, and then have a simple, enjoyable conversation. This is the end of the podcast. I hope you have enjoyed it. If there's any comment, please put comments at the bottom. I will really appreciate it. Have fun.